Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams, and with me is Prashant Kumar Sinha with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says government takes landmark step of including retail and wholesale trade as MSME. The move to give immense benefits to smaller retailers and wholesalers with turnover up to 250 crore rupees. India's indigenous vaccine Covaxin shows efficacy rate of 93% against severe COVID-19 disease and 65% efficacy against Delta variant in Phase 3 clinical trials. Over 34 crore 46 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country till now. National COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 97.06%. Madhya Pradesh to relax night curfew in urban areas as COVID situation improves. Uttarakhand BJP to meet today to elect next legislative party leader. Parliament's monsoon session to begin from 19th of this month. Indian mixed doubles pair of Rohan Bopanna and Sania Mirza advanced to second round of Wimbledon. In Euro Cup football, unbeaten Italy knock out Belgium to take on Spain in the first semi-finals. And in women's cricket, third ODI between India and England to be played this evening. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also to help others to get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011 2397 8046 and 1075. And now the news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said the government has taken a landmark step of including retail and wholesale trade as MSME. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said it will help crores of our traders get easier finance, various other benefits, and also help boost their business. The Prime Minister said the government is committed to empower traders. Minister of MSME, Nitin Gadkari, yesterday announced revised guidelines for MSMEs with inclusion of retail and wholesale trades as MSMEs. Mr. Gadkari said under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the government is committed to strengthening of MSMEs and making them engines for economic growth. The minister said the revised guidelines will benefit 2.5 crore retail and wholesale traders. He said retail and wholesale trade were left out of the ambit of MSME. Now, under the revised guidelines, retail and wholesale trade will also get the benefit of priority sector lending under RBI guidelines. Our correspondent reports that the move has an immediate impact on smaller retailers and wholesalers, with businesses up to 250 crore rupees of turnover in availing immediate-term finance as part of various schemes announced under Atmanirbhar Bharat. Retail and trade associations have welcomed the move, saying that this will enable traders get access to much-needed capital, having been impacted greatly due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Several measures announced for the MSME sector over the past year will now be applicable to retail and wholesale traders as well. This landmark decision will have a structural impact for the sector, helping it get formalized by giving better finance options for businesses that want to get structured. It will give retail MSMEs the support they need to survive, revive and thrive. With the revised guidelines, the retail and wholesale trade will now be allowed to register on Udyam registration portal. India has recorded the highest ever merchandise export in the first quarter of April to June this year, despite the severity of the second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. The country has also received the highest ever foreign direct investment of $81.72 billion in the last financial year. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal informed this during a press conference in New Delhi yesterday. The Commerce Minister said the highest ever merchandise export of $95 billion was achieved in the first quarter of this financial year, which surpassed the earlier peak of export of $90 billion in quarter 4 of 2020-21.
The government has imposed stock limit for all pulses except moong dal till the 31st of October of this year. The decision has been taken to prevent hoarding and to check price rise. The order will be applicable to wholesalers, retailers, millers and importers. Stock limit will be 200 metric tons for wholesalers and 5 metric tons for retailers. The removal of licensing requirements, stock limits and movement restrictions on specified foodstuffs Amendment Order 2021 has been issued yesterday. As a result, a slew of measures taken by the central government, a declining trend in the prices of pulses and edible oils is being witnessed. The highest ever production of major pulses amounting to over 255 lakh metric tons took place in the last financial year. India's indigenous vaccine Covaxin has shown an efficacy of 77.8% in symptomatic COVID-19 cases in Phase 3 clinical trials. Bharat Biotech announced safety and efficacy analysis data from Phase 3 clinical trials of Covaxin today. Covaxin has been developed by Bharat Biotech in partnership with the Indian Council of Medical Research and the National Institute of Virology. The trials were conducted across 25 sites across the country on 25,800 volunteers of the age group of 18 to 98 years. Covaxin has shown an efficacy rate of 93% against severe COVID-19 disease and 65% efficacy against the Delta variant. Expressing happiness over the clinical trial results, Director General of the Indian Council of Medical Research, Balram Bhargav, has said Covaxin has demonstrated an overall efficacy rate of 77.8% in India's largest COVID Phase 3 clinical trials. He said scientists of ICMR and Bharat Biotech have worked tirelessly to deliver a truly effective vaccine of highest international standards. He said Covaxin will not only benefit Indian citizens but would also immensely contribute in protection of the global community against the pandemic. Chairperson and Managing Director of Bharat Biotech, Dr. Krishna Ella, has said that conducting of the largest ever COVID vaccine trials in India establishes the ability of the country.
The government has given the nod for pregnant women to take the COVID vaccine. The decision was taken by the Union Health Ministry on the recommendations of the National Technical Advisory Group on Immunization. For getting vaccinated, pregnant women can register on CoWIN or directly go to the nearest COVID vaccination center. The Health Ministry has prepared an operational guideline for vaccination of pregnant women and counselling kit for medical officers and frontline workers. The procedures and modalities of COVID-19 vaccination will remain the same as it is for all beneficiaries above 18 years of age. Over 34 crore 46 lakh vaccine doses have been administered in the country till now under the world's largest vaccination drive. The Health Ministry said the national COVID recovery rate has also further improved to 97.06%. Through the Free for All nationwide vaccination drive, over 43,99,000 doses were administered in the past 24 hours. Healthcare workers have been given over 1 crore 75 lakh doses. Frontline workers over 2 crore 71 lakh doses. People in the 18 to 44 age group received over 9 crore 88 lakh doses. People in the 45 to 59 age group over 10 crore 73 lakh doses, and people over 60 years have been administered 9 crore 36 lakh doses. The ministry also reported that over 57,000 patients recovered during the last 24 hours. Daily recoveries continue to outnumber the daily new cases for the 51st consecutive day. The country reported more than 44,000 new cases in the last 24 hours. Over 2 crore 96 lakh people have recovered from COVID-19 so far. India's active caseload has declined to 4,95,533. It is less than 5 lakh after 97 days.
In Uttar Pradesh, the government is planning to establish health ATMs to provide better health facilities to people in the state. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, while reviewing a high-level COVID-19 meeting at Lucknow yesterday, instructed to find out possibilities in this direction so that poor and stranded people are benefited. More on this from our Lucknow correspondent.
These health ATM will be installed in villages, small towns and cities. Through most advanced health ATMs, people would be able to measure their body mass index, blood pressure, body fat, hydration, pulse rate, height, muscle mass, body temperature, weight and oxygen level parameters. These ATMs would be very much helpful to keep people health conscious and fit. Meanwhile, in wake of possible third wave of COVID-19, the government is increasing health facilities in hospitals. MS Yadav, AIR News, Lucknow.
The Madhya Pradesh government yesterday decided to relax night curfew hours in urban areas as the coronavirus situation continues to improve. As per the new guidelines, curfew timings will be relaxed by an hour. It will remain in force between 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. The state on Friday recorded 43 COVID-19 cases and 8 deaths, while 54 patients recovered from the infection. More from our Bhopal correspondent.
The active cases in the state reduced to 514, including 106 in Bhopal and 104 in Indore. Of 52 districts in the state, 35 districts did not record a single new case. A special campaign is being conducted today for the second dose of Covaxin. For second dose of Covishield, a similar campaign will be held on July 5th in the vaccination Mahabhiyan being run in the state. Pooja P. Vardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
Maharashtra's Home Department has issued guidelines for the ensuing Eid-ul-Azha, which will be celebrated on the 21st of this month. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, all religious places in the state are closed. The state government has appealed to people not to congregate at Eidgah or public places to offer prayers. The government has further appealed to people to offer prayers only at their homes. More from our Mumbai correspondent.
Ahead of the upcoming Eid al-Adha, also called as Bakri Eid, the Maharashtra government has issued guidelines asking people to book sacrificial animals online or over the telephone as all animal markets will be shut, adding that Qurbani should preferably be symbolic. The guidelines issued by the State Home Department says that there is a ban in place on all religious programs and people should offer namaz in their homes and not in mosques, and the festivities should be downsized. It further said that there will be no relaxation in restrictions for Eid as stated in the Break the Chain order by the state government, and people are directed not to congregate in public places on the day of the festival. Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Mumbai.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says government takes landmark step of including retail and wholesale trade as MSME. The move to give immense benefits to smaller retailers and wholesalers with turnover up to 250 crore rupees. India's indigenous vaccine Covaxin shows efficacy rate of 93% against severe COVID-19 disease and 65% efficacy against Delta variant in Phase 3 clinical trials. Over 34 crore 46 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country till now. National COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 97.06%. Madhya Pradesh to relax night curfew in urban areas as COVID situation improves. Uttarakhand BJP to meet today to elect next legislative party leader. Parliament's monsoon session to begin from 19th of this month. Indian mixed doubles pair of Rohan Bopanna and Sania Mirza advanced to second round of Wimbledon. In Eurocup football, unbeaten Italy knock out Belgium to take on Spain in the first semi-finals. And in women's cricket, third ODI between India and England to be played this evening. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
The Centre is disseminating awareness of national helpline numbers for the benefit of citizens during the COVID-19 pandemic. The helpline number of the Health and Family Welfare Ministry is 1075. The child helpline number is 1098. For senior citizens of Delhi, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, the helpline number is 14567. The helpline number of the National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, NIMHANS, for psychological support is 08046110007. The Ayush COVID-19 Counselling helpline number is 14443. And MyGov WhatsApp help desk number is 9013151515.
Welcome back to the midday news. In Uttarakhand, the meeting of the BJP Legislative Party will be held at 3 p.m. today in Dehradun to elect a new leader of the Legislative Party in the presence of central observers. The new leader will be sworn in later as the next Chief Minister of the state, where assembly elections are due early next year. Meanwhile, Union Minister and Central Observer Narendra Singh Tomar reached Dehradun in the forenoon. Talking to reporters, Mr. Singh said the party will take a final call after detailed discussions with MLAs.
मुख्यमंत्री तीरथ सिंह रावत जी ने इस्तीफा दे दिया है, उसके कारण निश्चित रूप से पुनः चयन की प्रक्रिया होनी है। आज पार्टी ने यहाँ 3 बजे विधायक दल की बैठक बुलाई है। इससे पहले मैं हूँ, पुंजेश्वरी है, दुष्यंत जी हैं, हम सब लोग विधायकों से बातचीत करेंगे, उनसे मशवरे के बाद आगे बढ़ेंगे।
Earlier, Chief Minister Tirath Singh Rawat submitted his resignation to Governor Baby Rani Maurya late last night. The governor accepted the resignation and asked Tirath Singh Rawat to remain the acting Chief Minister till the appointment of a new Chief Minister in the state. The BJP has slammed the Congress for spreading lies and misleading facts on the Rafale deal. Briefing the media today, BJP national spokesperson Dr. Sambit Patra alleged that Congress is playing politics on this issue and working as an agent for the rival companies of Dassault Aviation. He says the Supreme Court and Comptroller and Auditor General of India have already placed their report on the Rafale deal in the public domain, and people have seen these reports. He said despite these verdicts, Congress is spreading lies about the Rafale deal.
The session of both houses of parliament will commence from the 19th of this month. Subject to exigencies of government business, the session of Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha is scheduled to conclude on the 13th of August. Earlier, the Cabinet Committee for Parliamentary Affairs in its meeting had recommended for the monsoon session of Parliament to be held from the 19th of July to the 13th of August. The government is likely to bring in a number of bills in the upcoming session. There will be a total of 20 working days of Parliament. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman interacted with industry captains from biopharma and biotech industries in Bengaluru yesterday. Biocon Chief Dr. Kiran Majumdar-Shaw, Startup Vision Group Chairman in the state Prashant Prakash, amongst others, sought fiscal incentives, production line incentives, import duty cuts, tax deduction on expenditure towards R&D initiatives, and GST slab clarity on range of products produced by this sector. The Finance Minister assured the industry captains of considering all their concerns.
Prime Minister Modi has never hesitated to hear the industry and respond. It's a government which does feel committed to being a responsive government. I'm keen, Government of India is keen, much more than anything else, Prime Minister, that science and technology in India is the biggest talent pool which is not given its due fully yet.
The Tamil Nadu government has decided to start coaching classes to help students clear the graduate aptitude test in engineering. The decision to this effect was taken at a meeting chaired by Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin yesterday. More from our Chennai correspondent.
The government proposed to increase enrollment in higher education and improve the infrastructure and quality of state universities. In yesterday's meeting, the Chief Minister also discussed steps to improve admission to polytechnic colleges and wanted more educational institutions to apply for accreditation by the National Assessment and Accreditation Committee. The establishment of a drone corporation at Anna University is also on the anvil. Opening smart classrooms, collaborating with industries to train students, and improving placement cells in arts and science colleges were also discussed. Every educational institution campuses will be made differently abled friendly. E-libraries will be established. The government also discussed ways and means to ease the financial burden on universities and the issue of filling huge vacancies at higher educational institutions with transparency. Joy, AIR News, Chennai.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
दुनिया रंग बिरंगी, खट्टे मीठे रसीले समाचारों का सतरंगी खजाना आकाशवाणी पर। खबरें होंगी हटकर, जानेंगे कुछ अलग, हंसेंगे खुलकर, करेंगे सजग। सुनना न भूलें सोमवार और मंगलवार 8 सवेरे तथा शनिवार और रविवार कार्यक्रम परिक्रमा में।
Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal and Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar have congratulated Invest India, which has been awarded the world's most innovative investment promotion agency 2021 by OCO Global. Mr. Goyal said India continues to make remarkable strides to combat disruptions caused by COVID-19, identifying innovative areas of investment and bringing in sustainable investors. Mr. Javadekar said this is a proud moment for every Indian.
The two accused of Darbhanga railway station parcel blast case, Haji Salim and his son Kafil, will be produced in Patna NIA court today. The duo were arrested from Kairana in Shamli, Uttar Pradesh yesterday. Earlier, the court had ordered 7-day judicial custody to Muhammad Nasir Khan and his brother Imran Khan with alleged Lashkar-e-Taiba links in the same case. The NIA is interrogating them. The two brothers were arrested in Hyderabad on the 30th of June. The External Affairs Ministry has said India has officially taken up the matter related to spotting of a drone over the premises of the Indian High Commission in Islamabad with the government of Pakistan. The drone was spotted on the 26th of June this year. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Arindam Bagchi said that India has asked Pakistan to investigate the incident and prevent recurrence of such breach of security.
A drone was spotted over the premises of the Indian High Commission in Islamabad on 26th June this year. This has been taken up officially with the government of Pakistan. We expect Pakistan to investigate the incident and prevent recurrence of such breach of security.
In reply to another question related to a drone attack at the Indian Air Force Station in Jammu, Mr. Bagchi said that investigations are in progress.
3 women athletes will represent India across various disciplines at the Tokyo Olympics. 3 more women sportspersons from Gujarat will also represent the country in the Paralympic Games scheduled later. Our correspondent reports that this is for the first time that 6 women sportspersons from Gujarat will mark their presence in the Olympic Games.
According to the official announcement by the Gujarat government, Ankita Raina of Ahmedabad will represent India in women's tennis in doubles along with Sania Mirza. Similarly, young swimming sensation Mana Patel will participate in the 100-meter backstroke in the Tokyo Olympics. Another young girl from Gujarat, shooting star Ella Vanil Valarivan, will aim for glory in the 10-meter air rifle, mixed and individual events. At the other end, 3 more women sportspersons from Gujarat will participate in the Paralympics, which will be held in Tokyo from 24th August to 5th September. These 3 athletes from Gujarat are Parul Parmar in para-badminton and Bhavina Patel and Sonal Patel in para-table tennis. Last time, Gujarat was represented in the Rome Olympics in 1960 when men's hockey player Govind Rao Sawant from Vadodara was part of the Indian hockey team. Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
All India Radio's Olympic quiz, which began on the 1st of July, has received a tremendous response from across the country. Hundreds of listeners have emailed their responses. To take part in the Olympic quiz, tune into our Sports Scan program.
In the run-up to the Tokyo Olympics, the News Services Division of All India Radio in its Sports Scan program is broadcasting every day Olympics quiz with AIR News. Olympics quiz Akashvani Samachar ke saath in Hindi. Every day a question related to Olympics will be asked at the beginning and closing of the program. To participate in this program, listeners can send the replies by email on airsportscan@gmail.com. The first correct answer received through email will be adjudged the winner of the quiz. The name of the winner will be announced in SportsScan program the next day. It will also be flashed on AIR Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts. The Sports Authority of India will provide India team jersey to the winner. So tune in to the SportsScan program every day at 7:20 p.m. on FM Gold and on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official.
In Wimbledon mixed doubles, India's Rohan Bopanna and Sania Mirza advanced to the second round after beating compatriots Ramkumar Ramanathan and Ankita Raina in an all-Indian match. Sania and Bopanna will now face the British pair Aidan McHugh and Emily Webley-Smith in the next round. In the men's section, top seed Novak Djokovic was in cruise mode as he handed the battling American qualifier Denis Kudla a straight sets 6-4, 6-3, 7-6 defeat in the third round. In Eurocup football, Italy kept its unbeaten record intact, knocking out Belgium 2-1 in the quarter-finals in an intense battle at Munich and book a semi-final clash with Spain. Italy will have also set a new record for the longest run of victories in the competition, qualifying included. They will face Spain at Wembley on Tuesday for a place in the final. Earlier, Spain became the first team to progress to the semi-finals after beating Switzerland 3-1 on penalties in St. Petersburg. Both teams were tied 1-1 at the end of extra time. In the remaining quarter-finals, England will take on surprise package Ukraine in Rome, while the Czech Republic will be up against Denmark in Baku later tonight. After losing the first two ODIs of the three-match series, Indian women's team will aim for a consolation win against England in the final game today at Worcester in England. The match will start at 3:30 p.m. and the toss will take place at 3 p.m. The good news for India is that skipper Mithali Raj has recovered from the neck pain she felt during the second ODI.
Now let us take a look at the weather update for the day. Jammu is having a mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Minimum temperature was 21 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be around 38 degrees. Srinagar is likely to have partly cloudy sky with possibility of thunderstorm. Leh has generally cloudy sky. Gilgit is having generally cloudy sky with light rain. Muzaffarabad has partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain. The minimum temperature was 22 degrees, maximum will be 38. The national capital Delhi is facing a heat wave. Minimum temperature was 26 degrees, maximum may go up to 39 degrees. Mumbai is having a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Minimum temperature was 24 degrees, maximum expected to be around 34. Chennai is seeing a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Kolkata has a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain. Guwahati is having generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. Minimum temperature was 24 degrees, maximum will be 30. Itanagar has generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. Minimum temperature was 21 degrees Celsius, maximum will be around 29. Imphal is having generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Minimum temperature was 21, maximum 28. Shillong has a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Minimum temperature was 17 degrees, maximum will be around 22. Aizawl is having generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Minimum temperature was 18, maximum will be around 26. Kohima has a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Agartala is having generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rains. Gangtok has generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. Minimum temperature was 18 degrees, maximum will be around 10 degrees. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says government takes landmark step of including retail and wholesale trade as MSME. The move to give immense benefits to smaller retailers and wholesalers with turnover up to 250 crore rupees. India's indigenous vaccine Covaxin shows efficacy rate of 93% against severe COVID-19 disease and 65% efficacy against Delta variant in phase 3 clinical trials. Over 34 crore 46 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country till now. National COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 97.06%. Madhya Pradesh to relax night curfew in urban areas as COVID situation improves. Uttarakhand BJP to meet today to elect next legislative party leader. Parliament's monsoon session to begin from 19th of this month. Indian mixed doubles pair of Rohan Bopanna and Sania Mirza advanced to second round of Wimbledon. In Euro Cup football, unbeaten Italy knock out Belgium to take on Spain in the first semi-finals. And in women's cricket, third ODI between India and England to be played this evening. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the midday news.